Greetings and welcome everybody. My name is Aaron Craig with Beyond Us Games, and this is a developer log back from the dead, basically. I haven't been doing these for a while, but I wanted to start doing them again because they help me stay on track, and I feel like we've had some really good communication in the past. So I'm reviving them. Hopefully we can have some good communication and I can share with you what I'm doing, and if you're interested, you can ask questions and I can answer them for you. So the big thing that's been on my workload has been the board game company that me and my family have been starting up. So the primary site that we've been using right now is called the Game Crafter, which is what you can see on screen. Now, the Game Crafter is a great place that you can go and actually create and upload your assets, and they will then print your game in any quantity that you want. So let me show you what we've got. You can go to Make Games, and under My Games, I've got a couple in here. The one we're working on right now is actually called Traffic. So inside of here, they have all types of components that you can add, but all we're using is a booklet, a box, and a deck. So inside of decks, if we go to edit, they have tons of different kinds. And then we have a poker deck inside of here. And you can see here that we have two decks, which is two different backs for the cards. We have like 102 cards inside of here, and then we have 18 cards inside of the other deck. So this is the game that we have actually ordered. I've got 3 copies of it on the way, which we're going to distribute amongst us, and then we're going to start play testing it really hardcore. Our idea is that this game is pretty much complete. We just need to tweak a few things, make sure it's fun, make sure the rule book makes sense. As a side note, writing rules is actually really hard, so if you're doing board games, card games, anything like that, rules are super important, but they're also really hard, so don't forget to put the time into them. So this is our game. It's called Traffic. It's kind of a family card game. It's fun, fast-paced, and pretty easy to pick up on. Once we have that done, we're going to look into distributors. We're going to look into getting it out there, how to sell it all over the place, how to get it into stores, and yeah, that's been a lot of work. We've got a lot of stuff done. I got all of this uploaded. I know how to use Game Crafter really well now, so if you have questions, feel free to hit me up. And we've got more ideas, more game ideas that we're looking into getting actually licensed, all of those things. We have barcodes now, because you got to buy those to put them on your products. So there's lots of things that go into both creating a business, but also making like a card game and getting it out there. We're still learning, but if that's something that you're interested in, I would love to hear your questions, and maybe we could just talk about what you're working on and what you use to make it. So the next big thing is my game project Ride-On. I am working on it again. I have been working on it for a while now, so I'll show you what I've got. There hasn't been a lot of visual improvements, but a couple things that I've been working on lately is the debugging with the controller. So now if you're inside of the game and you go anywhere, and this would be like on the PC or on the Xbox or whatever, it's going to pause the game no matter where you are, what you're doing, and it'll show this message, and then you can plug it back in, and once it recognizes it, you're good to go. So this is just one object I've been working on. That's the idea that I'm working on right now, is taking my game and breaking it into little chunks and working on little chunks at a time. So I've got that one object done, and that just stays throughout my whole game. And the next thing I'm working on is this encounter with the boss. So I run into him, and right now I've got the hitboxes set up from the previous project. I've got those imported. So they are inside here being properly wrapped around the dragon that I've got here, which I think it looks really cool. And the next part is to then set up critical strikes and the actual combat that will take place. But a lot of that code I'm actually pulling from my previous project, so that's not too hard. I don't have to actually come up with that, which is really nice. So that's the big thing I'm working on now, getting the combat inside of Game Maker Studio 2 set up using the new tools and new functions that they have for that, which is nice because this is the system that I'm using now. So that's going really well. And then the last thing is school. So I'm back into school again. I'm on my 3rd week coming up, and I'm taking 16 credits, and I am almost done with the computer science and bachelor's in computer science. So if you're interested in going for a college CS degree, I'd love to hear your questions. I can do my best to answer them. I am working on my senior capstone project right now, which means that I am working as a team and also working on individual projects for basically the next 22 weeks, and I have to create a website that uses a third-party API, and I have to do something unique and innovative. and I'll probably be sharing that with you guys as I get closer to that, so you guys can test it out, try it out if you want, share it if it's really cool. I have some ideas we're working on, nothing is solid yet, but hopefully the next couple weeks we'll actually have something in place so that I know exactly what we're working on, which is pretty cool. And then, of course, making more tutorials. I've been lacking on it. I put a few things up here and there, but I am getting back into it now. What I'm working on right now is data structures. It is going to cover all of the data structures inside of GameMaker Studio. So if you've ever used a data structure, which you have, if you've programmed much at all, then you've used an array, and an array is actually one of the data structures inside of here. So what we're going to be using is, we're going to be covering the rest of the data structures, like stacks and queues and priority queues and MP grids and all of those things that seem really confusing at first and that might not seem to have any purpose. But I'm going to explain what they are, how they work, and actually how you interact with them in a day-to-day life, both in like real life examples and also in code and also just in software you use. Because you don't know it, but you actually use stacks all the time and you are standing in lines all the time. So I'm going to try to take real life examples, put them into code, and show you like why you might want to use these data structures and why they're important. And that's the next series coming up. And if you want to vote on what happens after that, then join my Patreon, hop on over there. You can vote for as little as $1 a day. It's a really great place, and you also get in on the Discord, which has been a fabulous community lately. It's a great place we've got like 14, 15 people on here. We chat, we talk, people ask questions, we help each other out. It's a really great community that is just a lot of fun and also really cool because you can just ask any questions and there's almost always someone on talking about their game, what they're working on, and answering questions here and there. It's really cool. I'm stoked that this community is being built up. If you have ever watched my video or commented, then you are an awesome person because I love doing YouTube. It's great. I've never really had a bad experience. Everyone has been kind and courteous, and it's just great. And then, if you didn't know, I also launched my Udemy course, something that took quite a while, and I put out a video. If you didn't see, there's a coupon right now if you're interested in joining that. But I've got my, let's see, GameMaker Studio 2 Beginner. So if you search that, you'll find mine. It pops up. Well, maybe, oh, there it is. Yeah, it's still new, published in the past 60 days, so that's kind of cool. So you can hop on over here if you're interested. If you're brand new to coding, if you're new to GameMaker Studio 2, then this is a great place. This is a great course. I'm adding more to it. If there's stuff you want to see inside of it, then definitely hit me up, let me know. Check out my video for that coupon for a little bit less than what Udemy's selling it for right now. But that was something I worked on over winter break. Got that published, which I'm super excited about. And yeah, pretty much all those things are continuing. I am working on them. I am still going forward with them. And so life is pretty busy, but I also have a goal and a mindset of what I'm working towards. And I'm still loving what I'm doing. I hope that you guys are enjoying the content that I put out, even if it has been irregular, and that whatever you're working on is also a passion project, something that you love, something that gets you up and that you continue working on, even if it gets hard and difficult. But yeah, so that's about all I've got. That's what I've been working on for the past couple months, and that's probably what's coming up for the next couple of months as well. So hopefully I'll be putting out these weekly, probably on Sundays, Mondays, depending on what I get around to them, maybe on the weekends. And let's just have a chat. Let me know what's going on, what you're working on, what you'd like to know more about my projects, about me, whatever it is, just let me know, hit me up, and yeah, that's about that. So, as always, thanks for watching, have fun making great games, and I'll talk to you later.